Your purity is important. Let me demonstrate. This is you, yellow Legos. This is that person you think you love. They're red Legos. Obviously, you're taller because you're awesome, okay? So check it out. The Bible says when the two get together, they become one flesh. Like you're supposed to get married, you become one flesh, and you're like one unit. That's awesome. The problem is, y'all aren't married. Y'all are hooking up. So then it doesn't work out. Oh no, that's a problem. Well, they leave kind of a part of themselves with you, and they take from you a part. So now this is you. You're a little bit hotter than you used to be. You used to have, you got this little temper thing going on, but you meet somebody new, and they're kind of seem pure, seem awesome, and so two become one flesh again, and y'all are hooking up, and it feels kind of cool, but there's this little anger thing in there, and then, that ain't working out. Like, they're not really for me. And so now you're looking a little different than when you first started. And then you find somebody else who's been through similar stuff, so y'all can say, we got this kind of similar color, we've been through some same stuff, so let's hook it up. So y'all hook up together, and then you realize this is not gonna work. So they take a little part of you, and then you're looking at yourself and you're like, this don't really feel like me. Like you meet somebody new and they look totally different, like different shape and everything, but they got that same yellow bit. Like, we both go to church. Yeah, we're gonna hook it up. We both go to church, so it's gonna be good. So y'all get together, but that doesn't work either. And so that leaves you broken, and you're kind of just this multicolored thing. You say, well, how do I get back to what I was? How do I get back to purity? And you can't undo these relationships that have already been done. You can't undo all the crazy and the colors, but God says we can redeem the time, and we can start getting in the Bible and understanding the word and the truth. And we can start learning about who you're supposed to be and who you're called to be in God. We can start putting the pieces back together of your life and your character. And we can start looking in the right places. Now, we're not going to be looking into clubs for all these kind of crazy people. We're going to be looking at a place where they're following and going after the same goals and the same God as us. And then eventually, after time passes, some of these old hurts and heartaches and habits and hang-ups, they start to fall off. You start to look more like yourself again, and eventually you can put enough time and knowledge and energy and effort together to start looking like yourself again. Some of those old pieces fall off. Now, it's never going to be completely pure the way it was, but some of those memories are going to go, and some of those things are going to fall out. But if you'll notice, like, some of these pieces are going to be damaged. You're not going to be perfect the way God made you and intended you to be because of the decisions you've made. But you can get back to a level of looking more like yourself, feeling more in control, and not totally out of control because you're hooking up with all these random people, and you get all this random energy in your life and all these different attitudes and mindsets. Begin with your purity, and God will help heal you to be back to your normal self, and at least the majority of you can be you and be in your control and not up to someone else. That's a visual display of what happens when you're out there doing body count and hooking up with all kind of crazy people, and it takes a long time to get back to normal, to feel like yourself. So if that's you and you have been doing that, slow down on that, because you see what it can look like. Start building your character again, getting close to God. You know better, so let's do better. That's your word for the day.